I'm Kelly from Kelly Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pendant, a bit of a free flow one today for you. I've put a list in the description below of everything you'll need to make this, along with all the usual links. Alternatively, you can purchase a kit from me for this particular pendant, and I'll put that in my Etsy shop, and I'll put a link in the description below. So I'll include the wires and the beads and this satin adjustable cord. To make this pendant, you'll need 1.5mm wire, that's 14 gauge, and I've cut one length at 5 inches, which is 13 centimetres. You'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've cut one length at 8 inches. You'll need half round wire, which is, I'm using 20 gauge half round, and I've cut one length at 6 inches and one length at 3 inches, being 8 centimetres and 15 centimetres. And beads, I've got a 5mm bead, 2 3mm beads and 2 2mm beads. So you can use like a selection of little beads that you have. You don't have to necessarily use the sizes that I've got there. My jump ring is 8mm outside measurement, and again you can use any size you like. Tools, it looks like I've got a lot of tools here, but if you don't have these tools you can still make this pendant. To make the actual shape, the actual round part of the shape, I'm going to be using, you need something kind of that kind of size. You can either shape it with your fingers, or I'm going to be using my mascara just to shape around that's a nice size to shape the wire around. So you can use anything you can find really. My mascara is 15mm, just a little bit more than 15mm. My tools I've got is my nylon pliers. If you don't have nylon pliers, don't worry, this is just for straightening the wires. You can always use your fingers. I've got my heavy duty cutters, that's for cutting the thicker wires. I didn't want to spoil my good ones. Round nose pliers for the little curls. Standard pliers for flattening down all the little sharp bits. And I've got my bail pliers for shaping the curls in the thicker wire. So if you don't have these tools, you can still make this with other standard tools. Like you can use round nose pliers on your thicker wire, though it can damage your pliers sometimes. So we'll start with the base frame shape. So take your 1.5mm wire, which is the 14 gauge, and we're going to bend it around. You can bend it around with your fingers if you want. I'm using my mascara because it's a good shape. To get that kind of shape. I normally bend it around with my fingers, but I'm thinking it would be better if you could use something, then you've got a definite nice solid shape. So I'm going to cut a little bit off this side. And then I'm going to curl that one around. So just curling the end, and I'm using a bigger size than I normally would because I want quite nice big loops on this one. I can just get that out the way. And then this one, I'm not going to cut any off that one at all. Again, using a slightly bigger size, I'm using the middle size. I normally bend the wires using the smaller one, but I'm going for a slightly different shape. I'm going for quite big open loops this time, and that is the shape I'm after. So you've got a taller loop and a smaller loop. So if you've cut your wires to the same lengths that I did, take a shorter length of half round wire, and we're just going to tie the top together. So I'm just going around that one wire a few times. Not doing what I want it to today. So I've gone around the one a few times, then I'll go round the two together so we can just tie them together. I need a little gap there so I can get the wire through, and I'll move it back in a minute. So we'll go around the two a couple of times. Then again around this bottom one a couple of times. So I've got 2 wraps on one side, 2 wraps around the two, and then 2 wraps around the one wire again. And I'm going to cut that. And flatten down any sharp bits. So next we'll add a bead. So take your 0.8mm wire, 20 gauge, and your 5mm bead. Again, if you don't have a 5mm, you can use any size you like, because it's kind of like a free-form pendant today. You can do anything you want with it, really. So I'm going to set the bead there. So holding the bead and the wire in place, and I've kind of positioned the wire centrally so I've got a good length on both sides. And I'm going to take the wire around that frame wire and attach on the other side the same way. It'll try and slide up, because as you pull the wire it'll want to slide up the pendant, and we want it to sit about there. So try and hold it down and don't pull too hard on the wires, because it will try and slide up. And you can, as I did, you can squeeze the wire around that frame a little just to tighten it so it doesn't move too much. So from this point you can do whatever you like, or you can follow me. So I'm going to loop around on this side, and then I'm going to add a bead. So again, you can use any size bead you like. I've put a little tiny one on there. On my second wrap around, I'll go around the bead a little, and then I'll come down. So I've gone around twice, and I've popped a little bead in there. So now I'm going to include that little bead in the middle. I'm going to go around that, just around the front of it. And then I'm going to curl this wire up. And there, I'm going to let it go over the frame wire a little. And I'm going to bring it around. And I'm going to add another bead to it. So I've popped a 3mm bead on this time. I'm going to take the wire around. Don't want it to move too much. And then I'm going to post it through. So again, you really can do whatever you want with these wires, just sort of free flow. Or you can follow me if you want to. I'm going to pull that loop in a little bit. And then I'm going to hold it down and go around the frame. I'm just going to press it down a little bit. So that's what I've got so far on the one side. So now I'm going to move to this wire and I'm going to bring it around. And then I'm going to add a bead, but I'm going to add a big bead this time, a 3mm one. And then holding that bead there, I'm going to bring the wire around the bead and bring it down. Then I'm going to scoop the other way. So I'm filling the space in the middle. And there I'm going to add another bead. I think I'm going to add a tiny one. And then I'm going to take the wire around the side of the frame. Because you really can make this one your own. You can do whatever you like with these wires. You can add more beads if you want to. You could even do it with square wire and add a few twists in there. So I'm just going around the frame, stuck to the, oh dear. I'm going to pull that down a little bit. So that's what I've got so far. So I'm not going to cut any wires just yet. I'm going to take my half round wire and we're going to add that to the mix, because I think the half round look and it being quite a lot lighter than the 20 gauge wire will add a nice look to it. So I'm going to add this wire. I'm going to add it on this side. Again, you feel free to do whatever you like. By add it, I just mean I'm going to wrap around that wire a few times and get the flat side against the frame. And then keeping that wire nice and flat, I'm going to bend it around to follow the shape. And I'm going to post it through the middle there. And every time, because I've made a couple of these now, every time I make it, it's completely different. So I've gone around the frame wire there. And I'm going to follow that wire now. And I'm going to post it through above the bead. So now I'm going to go around the side of the frame there. So I'm just attaching to the side. I'd love to see what you guys make with this one. I think all of our pendants are going to be slightly different. So I'm going to bring that around and take it through there. So this one I'm just kind of emphasising all the curls and shapes, but I'm trying to keep it nice and flat. You could use different thickness of wires. You could use quite thick wire. You know, the frame wire is a half round, so you could use a 14 gauge half round just to add a little bit, because I think the different wire thicknesses would look really nice on this one. And I'm going to follow that one now. So I'm just really following the wires to emphasise the shapes. So I've gone around the bead, and then I'm going to go between the wires there and bring it up. You have to keep making sure that it's flat. And I'm going to go through the middle. Take this wire wherever you like. Do whatever you want with it. Make it your own. So I'm going to cut it there, because if I bring it back over, I've got the back of it showing. So I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to wrap it around the frame just to finish it off there. That's Gracie snoring. So I'm going to cut the wire off at the other side as well and flatten that. I'm just going to curl these two wires to finish them off. So I'm going to cut that one, and I'll curl that. So I'm just going to curl that with round nose pliers. And then pull it down into place. I want it to be within the pendant shape. And then this one, I'm going to take it around over the side, up to the top, and I'm going to bring it down over the top, and I'm going to curl it, swirl it this way so we have a curl going in the other direction. And curl that one around. And I just need to add the jump ring on. So add your jump ring to the top loop. And there we have it. I made another one earlier and I'll show you how different they come out. So they are a little bit different each time. I think they're really cute. Freeform pendant for you today, folks, and I'd love to see what you make. I really would love to see what you create with this one. Please share with me if you're on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to run and oxidise mine. Just popping my cord on, and there we have it, oxidised. So I've worked out from my materials and my beads that I can do a kit for this one if anyone's interested in a kit. I'll include all the wire that you need, all the beads that you need, and I will include a satin adjustable cord with the little sliding knots on there, so you just pop your cord on when you've finished your pendant. All you need to do is make it up by following the video and then oxidise it yourself, and I'll make those available on my Etsy shop. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate all your support and all your follows and your subscribing to my channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Bye. So thanks for watching another one of my videos. Please subscribe and hit the notification icon if you want to be notified of new videos that I do. Please like and comment on this video and let me know what you thought. If you want to see my written tutorials, they're over on Etsy. You'll find the link below. There might even be a link on the screen, and I will see you all in the next video. This is Gracie, if you didn't know. See you in the next one. Bye.